Hey, hello, I'm Kråkan, also known as Corvus Cornix, and welcome to Classic Movie Rambles, where I talk about old movies that I found in my closet while cleaning. This week's movie is Family Guy, or rather the episode Death Has a Shadow, and it's about 22 minutes long. And the movie starts with the family watching a bad comedic show on TV, and there's some bad jokes in there, obviously. And then Stewie makes some death ray device to kill off his mom, Louis, because that's a running theme with the earlier Family Guy episodes. And then there's some joke about the dads of the area knowing when the kids are messing with the thermostat, and I kind of thought that was funny because that's what kids do. They always turn the thermostat up. And then Peter is supposed to go to a party, but Louis, his wife, informs him that that's not a good idea. You always know what happens when he goes to a party, and it cut to some funny montages of him getting wasted from like eating a little hint of like flavored vanilla rum ice cream, which also is kind of funny because he's a real lightweight. But he goes to party anyway, and he wakes up the next morning on the family dining table, and they're actually having like breakfast on him, and it turns out he had like 37 beers or something, and he has a real hangover, but he goes to work anyway, and he gets fired because he falls asleep on the job. And then he has to tell Louis about that he actually lost his job, but he's not going to do that because he's too big of a coward to do that. So Peter instead tries for welfare, which I'm not American, but I think it's like if you can apply for it, you can get some money for, in the meantime. But due to Peter's like all of his conditions, I wrote that down because I thought it was funny. He gets a whole lot of money, and he's a real moron, so actually just hires the statue of David to be in their jar, which is kind of stupid. So Peter also gets a moot around their little house because now he's rich from all the money, and but however, Louis finds out that he's on welfare, and he tries to apologize in the most stupidest ways. So him and Brian, the dog, they get a huge blimp and they fly over a stadium with lots of people, and it drops a lot of money to get their attention. With the text on the blimp saying like, "I'm sorry, Louis," or something like that, which is really stupid, and that lands him in jail. So there's some joke about him dropping the soap in the shower, and it's not what you think it is. It's actually just him slipping around in the shower. We don't see the scene, but you can just imagine him doing his stupid dance there. And then he's brought into court in front of his family and everybody, and he pleads for like a shorter what do you call it? Like a shorter like penalty. So he gets 24 months in jail, and Stewie has like this gun that he uses for some reason, and he makes the judge lessen the penalty to nothing, and basically Peter gets his job back again, and that's pretty much the end of the episode. The family goes home and watch TV again. That's about it. So what do I think about the episode Death Has a Shadow? It's a pretty good episode. It has aged pretty well, but I don't think it will fly today. And just like The Simpsons, the Family Guy concept has gone on for far too long, and it needs to be stopped. But I remember a better time when I got home from like high school, and there was nothing on TV except Family Guy. You were waiting for other shows to get on, so you just watched Family Guy until your favorite show got on. And some of the jokes are downright hilarious, and I didn't get them as a teenager, but as a grown man, I kind of get the more mature jokes. But most of it is actually kind of just cringe. Looking at it like as I said, like a grown adult now, I don't think it will fly, and probably watch something else instead. So I actually got this DVD box from a friend because he needed the money back in the day. It's kind of a stupid story. I think he was going to get married, and he just needed the money. And I got it for like $20 or something. He was like, "Well, that's enough for my wedding," and I was like, and then they end up divorcing like a couple of months later, which is also kind of tragical and weird. And I was like, "Oh no." But at least I think I got the better end of that stick, I guess. But I thought it was a funny story to tell. But anyway, thanks for listening and or watching, and take care.